What up, y'all? Welcome back to Unto Renew Me, episode 19, Committed B. And as always, we must start by honoring our ancestors. So today we have George Bernard Shaw, and the quote is, "Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself." And I think this quote really stands out to me because it reminds me that, I'm not really out there in the world. The world is here to show me different things for me to learn, and I decide the path that I want to take, and I decide the person I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So I think that this quote is important because it reminds me, I'm not trying to join anything. I'm trying to make my own path. Which goes to say that I am an author, and my book, Sometimes I Cry, Book of Poetry, is on Unlearn to Relearn.us or Amazon Kindle. As far as how I'm feeling today, I'm feeling determined. My homegirl, Kellyanne Thomas, won community council in our area, but a lot of the other polls didn't come out the way that I would have hoped. So I think that it's really important for us to start talking about what's next. I'm planning a meeting for September 2nd via Zoom about what's next after the polls. What can the community do to get the results, even though we don't have the people that we want in office, get the results that we want. So definitely hit me up if you're interested in joining that. For as far as my daily goals today, I was super productive and I got everything but meditation done again. I'm trying to practice this thing of doing the most difficult tasks first thing in the morning, and school for me right now is the most difficult task. So I get up and I get right to it, because it's if I don't, then I ain't. And meditation got kicked to the curb again. But again, I'm gonna try to get it in before I go to sleep. It is not easy trying to meditate and go to, I literally fall into sleep, and that's not the purpose. I want to actually take the 20 minutes and just breathe and just be still. So I'm working on that, y'all. Hold me accountable. Check in with me. As far as self-care questions go today, the first question is, how do you feel about crying and why? And I think this question really stands out to me because today I cried because I went to the wrong place 3 times to get my food. And I really needed to cry. I'm a crybaby, and crying really helps me release whatever tension that I'm dealing with. So I needed to cry, but the reality was that ain't what you crying about. So you need to deal with what you're crying about. But I think it's important to cry. And the next question is, how do you comfort others and why? And I think this is important because if you don't cry a lot, then it helps you understand how you respond to others when they come to you with, pain. And I think that's important because it shows you how you really probably deal with yourself, because the advice that we give to others is really, we won't give nobody advice we wouldn't take unless we trying to set them up. So if somebody you care about come to you, you're not going to give them no bullshit advice that you wouldn't take yourself. So when you think about the way that you comfort others, you think about the way that you comfort yourself. So I think that those 2 questions, how do you feel about crying and why, and how do you comfort others and why, are super important. So with this new moon energy, when I talk to spirit, I use the Sacred Ovary deck and the Ghetto Tarot deck today. So I got from the Sacred Ovary deck, Evolving, Transformation, and Surrender. And my question was what is this next month gonna look like? And I think that it's really showing that it's gonna be deep. I'm going to have to surrender, and I'm going to have to go through these challenges. I'm going to have to give in. I'm going to transform, and I'm going to, go through some changes. But in the end, I'm going to evolve into the person that I'm trying to be, or closer to that person. For the Ghetto Tarot deck, I got the 20 Judgment, but reversed. I got the Queen of Brooms and the 10 of Brooms, which is new. For the 10 of Judgment, what stood out in the reading was take responsibility for what lasts and mature. And I think what I really liked about that, or why it stood out to me, is because I know that when I take responsibility for something, I handle my business. You know what I'm saying? I do what needs to be done. I show up. And I think the mature part really goes to stop taking shit so personal. Things happen, but they don't happen to screw with you. They happen to teach you a lesson, and you have to really take the lesson, learn it, and move on. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep dwelling on shit. We really have to let things go. And I'm really working on that. I'm really trying to take that in. So I understand why I got that card today. I think that the reverse actually stands for self-doubt, inner critic, and ignoring the call. And I think that that's real. And I've admitted that before. And I think that it's still going to show up in the next month because it's something that I'm really dealing with. But I'm hopeful that I will commit to facing the challenges and pushing through so that I can evolve into the person that I want to be. The next card is the Queen of Brooms. And what stood out to me from the reading on that one was, you are not afraid to demonstrate your power to others, nor do you shy away from a challenge. And that's fucking real. Like when I know what I need to do, I get it done. I prepare for it and I handle it, because the reality is you can't run. It's always going to come back around. And I think that this is just a reminder that next month I'm going to be walking in that. And I like that. I like that I'm going to be walking in my queendom and I'm going to be, showing up. I really appreciate that. And knowing that that's going to be coming, because sometimes you need a reminder. It is what it is. The next card was the Ten of Brooms. And y'all, I'm so glad that these two was not reversed. This actually represents oppressive burdens. And you see he has a heavy load, but in the back, the city is back there. And it's kind of blurry, which means like it's kind of far, but you can still see it, which means the journey is almost over. What stood out to me in the reading was, we are never asked to shoulder more than we can carry. And I think this is important because it reminds me that, like, I am making it through all of my challenges. Like, everything that's happened in the past, all the past few days that have been hard, I'm still here today and I feel good. Like, the past few days ain't been the best, but today has been a good day and tomorrow might be a good day. And I'm hopeful and I'm open to that. Yes, I told you what this card represents. And the poem that I'm going to share with y'all today, I don't know, I'm going to just flip to something. Let's see. A Black Rose. Growing from concrete through poverty, brutality, and a broken family, watered with lies, stereotypes, forced religion, jaded education, discrimination, and love. Soaking it all in, sprouting faith, doubt, compassion, dedication, developing petals of courage, skill, knowledge, trust, love, finally feeling through the mud, through the concrete, the warming rays of my sun, shining down on me, giving me the vitamin D, the melanin, that which makes me me, a black rose still growing from concrete. Today's quote is from Lucille Ball to end us off, and it is, you really have to love yourself to get anything done in this world. And that is straight facts. I hope y'all been loving on yourselves today. Be great.